This video will demonstrate how to acquire images with the internal camera of the ScanStation P40. These images are used to color map the scanned point clouds. Using color mapped scanned clouds is of great benefit in the office when working with the scans. It can be a lot easier to work with the color map scans than with only intensity colored scans. The workflow is simple. In the field, the scanner takes multiple images with the internal camera. Column by column, the entire field of view is covered with a mosaic of overlapping pictures by vertical prism rotation and horizontal scanner rotation. Within the Cyclone Office software, the mosaic of collected images is then processed into a panoramic image. Finally, the image information is automatically mapped on the scanned point cloud with its original intensity mapping. With the true colors added, it is now much easier to identify details in further point cloud processing. So let's have a look at the settings of the internal camera in the P40. The area for imaging can be defined in the same way as explained for scanning in the video How to Start a Scan. In the Field of View tab, the area over which images shall be captured can be defined. This can either be a custom field of view for a subset of pictures, or a full 360-degree area can be chosen with a Target All setting. With Scan and Image set in the scan mode, the scanner will first scan the surrounding area and then capture images of the same area. With Images Only, the scanner acquires images only without scanning. This may be useful if images are only required for one particular part of the scanned area. All settings for image control are available in the Image Control tab of the Scan Parameter screen. Exposure defines the mode, how the exposure time for each single image is calculated. If Automatic is chosen, the exposure time for the center of each image is automatically detected and the time field is grayed out as no user input is required. This setting is perfect for locations with equal light and will then produce very homogeneous panoramic images. If this setting is used in locations with somewhat varied light, there will be minor differences between neighbouring images because, as already explained, the most suitable exposure is used for each individual image. If Manual is chosen, the exposure time needs to be manually entered. This setting should be used when the user wants to set the exposure time based on experience and/or the surroundings, for example, to achieve the best exposure for chosen areas. To find the appropriate exposure time, press the Check Exposure button, which opens the camera screen. Move the exposure slider to adjust the exposure time, and you will immediately see the effects in the video image. In addition, the exposure time is displayed in the lower left corner. The navigation tools can be used to aim the camera at another location to check if the defined exposure time fits for this area. Or we can use the Seek button for a more precise tap and turn camera movement. By pressing the Auto Check Exposure button, we could switch to automatic exposure mode and return to the Image Control tab. Or, once the manual exposure is OK, we can press the Continue button to return to the Image Control tab and transfer the displayed exposure setting to the time field. The white balance settings basically ensure objects which are white in reality appear white in the captured images. The ScanStation P40 can adjust colors for different light conditions. The presetting Sunny should be used for sunny outdoor environments and cloudy for cloudy outdoor environments. When working indoors, cold lights should be used with a light source of cold color temperature, such as neon tubes, whereas warm light is recommended for indoor environments with a light source of warm color temperature, for example halogen lights. Custom white balance allows a manual color adjustment using a grey reference plane and can be started in Shift White Balance. Any changes in the white balance settings can be checked in the video screen before images will be captured. The image resolution setting allows a number of pixels in horizontal and vertical direction to be defined. The advantage of the higher resolution is the possibility to zoom in more to the resulting panoramic image, but the image capture takes longer. HDR imaging, or high dynamic range imaging, captures multiple images at different exposures and intelligently combines the individual images to make the best possible single image. This image shows the scene without HDR, and here is the same scene with HDR. It is recommended to use HDR imaging in locations containing a mix of bright light and dark shadows. Once all settings have been defined, we can check the estimated time for the image acquisition. Pressing the Start button starts the data capturing, and depending on the setting for the scan mode, this can be a scan followed by imaging or imaging only. In the subsequent imaging screen, the imaging progress is shown as a percentage bar and with details about the current station. Back in the Scan Parameters menu, single images can be checked in the field by pressing the View Image button. The creation of the panoramic images and HDR images are not done on the P40. This process takes place in the Cyclone Office software. This video described the imaging workflow with the ScanStation P40's internal camera. It also showed the settings of the internal camera, such as exposure time, white balance, image resolution, and HDR imaging. Thanks for watching this video.